Call of Cthulhu is a horror role-playing game and may not be suitable for all ages. Listener discretion is advised.
The weather has been improving as the Gabrielle has sailed out of New York. You left the strangely cold weather behind, and
did it ever clear up?
Oh yeah, it cleared up right away. The weather is actually pretty calm, relatively calm. The seas aren't too bad. You get the occasional little bit of discomfort, but nothing that's gonna drive you to full on bending over the railing and vomiting into the ocean.
Okay.
Gabrielle sticks within sight of the coast almost the entire way. Just far enough away to be outside of that not 2 mile marker where you can drink, but it wouldn't be impossible to reach shore if necessary. That all changed once the Gabrielle gets into the Gulf of Mexico. Then it navigates through the islands until you reach Panama.
Oh wow, okay. What's life on board ship during I imagine it takes us, 2 weeks to get from New York down to the canal?
Almost 2 full weeks to get down there.
Yeah, that's what I figured. What's life on board ship like?
Right now, it's pretty easygoing. All of the hard work was really done already by the time in New York. So a lot of people are just relaxing. People are playing cards, drinking what they can, now that they can drink.
Wait, maybe I could teach people how to hypnotize people.
You can certainly try.
You have to peer into their mind.
You might be tipping your hand if you do that. Because I imagine hypnosis would be really helpful, and especially if you can do it subtly like the way you can in like a card game. You might come out making more money, just playing cards. taking all the money off your fellow crewmates.
Just make everyone lose automatically, folding every hand.
Yeah.
All right, but Panama is a whole different appearance to from what you left in New York. The shores are green. There's colors everywhere. Gabrielle sort of sits, not making anchor, but floating relatively still, about a quarter mile away from what looks like a big metal wall.
Oh, the canal. Are we going to get shore leave? Is there any notice or anything about shore leave while in Panama?
If you ask, Starkweather says no. He wants the trip to go as fast as possible.
Okay.
But this will take time to go through.
Well, yeah. Any sightings of the oh God, what was the name? I want to say the Trieste, but no.
Tennessee.
The Tennessee, yeah.
Oh, Tallahassee, rather. Tallahassee.
The Tallahassee. I knew it started with a T. Yeah, any sightings of the Tallahassee? She left a day before us, but she's got to wait for the canal too.
The radio operator did tell Starkweather that he received word that the Tallahassee had already left the opposite side of the canal.
Wow. Okay.
And was in the Pacific en route to Australia.
Okay. So she's still a day ahead of us.
Yeah, she's a couple days relatively ahead of the Gabrielle. But the captain holds the Gabrielle in place right as it gets into don't want to call it port, but it's relatively. It's the lowest lock.
Okay.
A small skiff approaches, carrying a tall, thin black man and a short, very overweight. Looks like he's an American white man. And the little skiff pulls up alongside the Gabrielle. It's a small little vessel, not really anything to be impressed by. The only significance is that it's got a little flag, it's flying an American flag.
Okay. Was this after the Panama conflict, when the U.S. invaded Panama, basically?
I think so. I believe so.
Okay.
All right.
Oh no, it was 1989.
Oh. And no.
Okay.
Captain Bredenberg orders the gangplank lowered enough for the 2 passengers of the skiff to get on board. Is any of you guys on deck right now?
Yeah.
What time of day is it?
It's mid-afternoon.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Weather's nice,
Yeah, Nicholas is probably
City
on
of Cologne is spread around you.
Okay, yeah, Nick Wood is probably on deck.
All right. Well, you then both see the tall black man walking up, and he introduced himself with a really thick Jamaican accent, which I'm not going to attempt.
Okay.
He says his name is Quentin, and he's just going to ride with you through the canal.
Is he the pilot that basically navigates our ship through the canal?
Yes, he is. He speaks to the captain, reviews the manifest quickly. Goes make sure you guys didn't list anything like firearms or tanks or anything like that in your holds. Everything is at least on paper legal.
Okay.
The other man, the short white man, he walks up and he starts looking at all of you, and he speaks and says, "I hear there are children aboard." And he looks over and he sees Norman. I'm Dr. Shiny. I'm here to just make sure all the children here are in good health. Are you the only child on board? I heard that there were multiple.
I've also heard these rumors as well. I myself am just barely the age of 18.
Oh, well.
Myself, but this is more of a, outing that is being sponsored by my father.
Oh, interesting. And this is your what you want to do? Travel?
I mean, I thought it'd be a good time for me to, stretch my legs and go on a venture. Not only that, but I am quite an asset to be had for this. I am skilled in biology, astronomy, and I have rather actually helped the voyage in many ways.
Well, aren't you a surprising little child? Yes. I'm just gonna give a quick physical on you. Make sure everything's on the up and up. You see, he pulls out gloves. He's got like a carry-all with him. Big, like it's kind of like a suitcase, almost but entirely made of wood. With a little handle sticking out of the top of it.
I will admit that we had a few mutineers on board, and I had to get into a bit of a scuffle, but other than that, I'm
Oh.
fine.
Well, hopefully that won't deter you. It's very important that you all go and this journey is successful. Alas, I couldn't be on the meet with the crew of the previous ships that came this way, but I'm sure that with great effort, you will all succeed. And he starts walking towards a room near where the captain's quarters are, sort of like a largest, like, good, decent-sized conference room, or it's a room that was converted into a conference room.
This might actually be a bad omen right here, because there's a doctor, and if the doctor learns of his abilities.
So, he does exactly what he says. He does a quick physical on you. He checks your reflexes, quick looks over your muscles, makes sure your breathing is good. And he comments that you have some very strange eyes.
Oh, yeah, that's
Never quite seen that color of eyes before in a person.
yeah, it's a strange development. It quite recently happened, just a odd change in eye color.
Okay. Well, if you would be so kind as to go grab another crew member and send them in to me, I need to check everybody. Just a quick exam. Make sure everybody's healthy.
I'll go inform the crew right away for physical.
Alva is going to attempt to disappear, just kind of hide away.
Hide away, but we're running in circles.
Running just as fast as I can. Yes.
All right. It takes about an hour to get through all the locks.
Oh, okay. That's it?
It's well, you go through into the first lock. It's roughly 15 minutes for the water to rise up to the level of the second lock, and then another 15 minutes right up to the third lock, and then another 15 minutes to rise up to the point where you can. I have the name of the lake. I have the name of the lake here. Lake Gatun.
Okay.
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 And all the while, the ship is kind of it was pushed into the locks by a pair of tugboats, and long cables are held by mules, and the ship is dragged forward by the mules on either shore. It's a position that holding it as the water rises and moving forward. And then the mules are let go, and they're able to go back down to the Atlantic to resume the whole process. And sailing through Lake Gatun takes roughly a day.
Okay. So we have to go through the first lock, and then we go into the lake, and then we can exit the lake through the last lock. Is that it?
You go through 3 locks,
Okay.
a day on the lake, and then 3 locks back down to the Pacific.
Oh, okay. So it takes an hour to get through the first 3 locks, and then
Yep.
Okay. And now we're just in the lake, and basically we're steaming towards the next lock, or waiting our turn, or something, or what?
Yep. And the pilot, Quentin, is guiding the Gabrielle through the lake. There is not much sign of human activity around the lake, this part of the lake in Panama. there's a few radio towers, which the radio operators it points out. And you see part of a tower, or I don't remember. What looks like a massive prison. A stone column with barbed wire at the top.
Mm-hmm.
If anyone asks, Clinton Point says that it's the Canal Zone Penitentiary.
Ooh. The canal has a penitentiary. That's
There is
interesting.
a penitentiary on the edge of the canal, or that reaches to the edge of the canal.
That is very interesting.
Can Norman make a spot hidden roll?
Yes, I can. With my dragon eyes. I am gonna spend a single point of luck.
Yay!
Just to succeed.
All right. You had noticed what looked like people moving just beyond the edge of the tree line, walking. But as you look a little bit harder, you see that there's one in the lead dressed in a large snake-like headdress, and their skin almost appears to be molded to look like scales. But they're not paying any attention to you.
Oh wow.
Norman's just has that revelation. There's more of them. There's.
Well, you had to know that there was going to be more.
But I'm not going to make you roll sanity because they're so far away, you can't tell if the person actually has scales or they just self-disfigured themselves to look like they have scales. There's no real way to tell from as far as you are.
Is there anyone that's like native to this area that would know more?
Well, there's no natives on the Gabrielle. Quentin is from Jamaica. Dr. Smiley is from Virginia.
All I know is Norman's going to be keeping that crowbar of his handy.
All right, so like I said, it takes about a day. It's Quentin makes moves the Gabrielle pretty slowly until it reaches the locks on the opposite side of the lake. And then it's again another hour down, 15. After the ship reaches the other side, it sort of makes its way into port. It is sort of like almost nighttime by the time it reaches the opposite side. And Captain Renberg says that they're going to make port for the night here, but that the ship is going to be leaving first thing in the morning. So there's not going to be any time for people to go out on shore. Quentin gets off. The doctor gets off. But nobody else gets off the Gabrielle. Another small skiff comes by, and people are actively trying to sell to anybody who's interested. Any crew members that are interested. They are trying to sell fresh fruit, fresh water, souvenirs, cigars, candy, clothes, anything like that.
Okay. Do we not have fresh water and things on board the ship, or what?
Oh, no, they're just trying to sell you anything that they can do.
Oh, this
These
is
are
like
people who,
This is like the equivalent of the guy on the corner who has like a small little stall of like bottled. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Is there anything that looks occultic being
I'm
sold?
sure they'll say it. So
I mean,
let's
that's why I had
see.
the skill.
You can certainly try. So I will give you a choice. You can roll appraise, occult, or Cthulhu Mythos.
I'll try a Colt.
Nothing seems straightforward, occultish. There's definitely things that are probably religious in nature, but nothing that screams there's something about this that I need to look deeper into.
Is the captain or any of the officers like buying stuff for like the ship, or is this really just like bottles of water type of stuff?
Yeah, they're not buying anything. These are just, some locals trying to get crew members to buy. Mostly, they're trying to get you to buy the luxury goods, like the cigars, stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Are any like the officers or like the leaders like buying any of the cigars, or I would imagine Cubans would be available or something.
A couple of them will. First mate Turlo, you see, buys a small box of cigars.
Well,
I
Alva's interested to
want-
see. Do they have any chocolate?
I wonder
They
what the
have-
dog sled leader would be interested in.
They have candy, so I would imagine that includes chocolate.
Okay, yeah, Alva would like to get some chocolate and some hard candy.
Okay, that's not a
Couple
problem.
couple bucks worth, I imagine, off of the old cash thing.
Yeah, by now, your uncle has already seen you and is suspicious of the fake ID of Nicholas.
Oh, he's suspicious.
He hasn't he hasn't fully pulled you aside and said, "I know who you are." But every time he has seen you, he sort of looked at you, kind of like squinting his eyes, and he asks other people if they know who you are, and they've said that it's one of the little workers, Nicholas. But he's suspicious.
Okay.
He hasn't said anything to you about it.
Okay.
Ooh. Are they selling any liquor, by the way? Maybe I'll get her uncle some hooch. Like rum or something.
They probably are. They're selling cigars. They're probably going to sell alcohol. Why wouldn't they? So yeah.
Yeah, I'll get like a nice bottle of rum.
Well, there will be several crew members appreciative of that.
Especially if you share.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get a few bottles of rum and, like, celebrate, make a party.
Everyone goes to sleep in their respective cabins. And the following morning, the little skiff is gone, replaced by a large cargo barge that loads baskets and crates full of fruits into the food storage area inside of the Gabrielle.
Okay.
And a few hours later, Gabrielle is out into the Pacific, and by noon, the land is completely out of sight. Now, the weather in the Pacific is a little bit on the worse side. The seas are choppy, the skies are gray, the wind gusts and blows. Everything is
So we're
uneasy.
So we're heading basically into a storm?
Yes. It's threatening a storm. It's not there yet, but the ship is rocking like it's coming. And eventually it does start raining, and it starts without really any kind of warning. The ship rocks back and forth, and I need both of you to roll hard con rolls.
Okay.
Oh God, here it comes.
Okay, you did a good job. Constitution, hard.
Hard.
Here we go.
Okay. Wow, you both succeeded.
We both succeeded.
All right. You feel queasy. But you resist the urge to sort of vomit where you're standing, or run to the nearest railing and throw up into the ocean. You hear the dogs howling in discomfort. Several crew members you see are like covering their mouths and rushing. They're obviously seasick.
That must be a sight to see seasick dogs.
I doubt the alcohol would help with that.
Definitely not. But can you both make spot hidden rolls?
Not hard ones, though, right?
Not hard. It'll just be spot hidden.
Yes.
All right. Wow.
Alva for the win.
All right. Alva, you notice that some of the crew members are just standing around as if the ship isn't rocking. They're just standing there, not bracing up against anything, not showing any signs of discomfort. They're just standing there.
Are they like the ye old salty sailor mariners type who want to get?
No, from some of the people that are there that are just sort of standing around, this is the first time they've been at sea.
Huh. Well, that's interesting. We never did find out about those missing things and those mislabeled things. I wonder if maybe they have anything to do with it. Okay.
And you can obviously point it out to Norman.
Yeah, so I'll since we're both on deck, I'll kind of nudge him and point to the guys and say, "So what do you think that's all about? They don't seem to be affected at all. Kind of a bit weird kind of a bit unusual for, what's all I'm looking for?
So
first timers out to sea."
Yeah, talk about beginner's luck, those lot.
Or must have gotten their sea legs early.
Yeah, I wonder though. Wouldn't be exactly the first time I've seen something peculiar.
Did you bring the camera with you on the ship, by the way, that Alva actually handed off to you at the hotel?
I did.
Okay. I was just wondering. I'm just curious. Do we notice anything? Do I notice anything unusual about them other than their obvious lack of difficulty with the ship? Do you have any
you do
identifying
notice
marks?
that there's nothing like visibly wrong with them, but they avoid the spray of seawater whenever the ship tilts and sea spray comes on the deck.
Huh.
I'm gonna walk up to those guys and say, "You seem to have your sea legs early about you."
All right. You approach one of the men. He looks at you. Says, "He doesn't bother me."
Mm.
Huh.
Well, clearly not. Fancy a drink?
I'm not thirsty.
No, I was talking about rum.
I'm not thirsty.
All right.
Okay. How old are they? Do they look like they're like middle-aged, young guys? What do they look like?
It's a mix of younger, middle-aged, and older men.
Hmm.
Hmm.
I feel like there's something we're missing here. Is there anything peculiar like about them, like some kind of odd like thing around their physiology maybe?
Nope.
They don't have scales or anything.
They
God,
don't
that would
have
make
fish eyes.
No.
They don't have Innsmouth syndrome.
No. No Scott, no scales. Their eyes are normal sized. Their noses are, for the most part, normal looking. Some of them obviously got into fistfights. Their noses were broken at one point. They look just like everyday, rough hands workers.
I'm gonna say to Nikolai that I need to talk to them in my cabin for a moment.
Did you get promoted to something I don't know about? I mean,
No, it's just my quarters, that's all. Nothing special, it's just where I sleep.
okay.
As I like rummage through and then I pull out the camera and give it to Nikolai.
Ew, what's this? A camera of some sort? Didn't know you were a photographer. Learning all sorts of new things about you.
I believe that's yours, Alva.
She's going to frown. And then give a very feminine and female sigh. I trust you can keep my secret, at least until we hit Australia. I do not wish to be sent back.
I can't make any promises, but I do want to know, why did you join this?
Well, I have my reasons, but let's just say home life has not been so interesting.
Oh, I see. You seek adventure. I can respect that sentiment.
Well, something we have in common, I'm sure. I
Hmm.
must say, you were quite adventurous back there on the pier.
Well,
One
mine
might
is,
think of you as a hero.
or a man that's faced death multiple times.
I think the heroes are the ones that survive. The rest are just referred to as the honored dead, at least where I'm from.
He takes out a journal and
Oh, you know how
opens
to write as well. You are all full of
he
surprises.
he opens the journal and you see like odd scales that are like a strange color.
And your
They're like,
journal is like scales? What?
no, like he has like scales as like a collective like thing. You know, like when someone presses a flower.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying the book was like made of scales. I'm like, what? Okay. Time to go. Got creepy. Ick. All right.
And then you see
Yeah.
like a detailed notation about a beast that he encountered at an asylum pond that he slew with dynamite.
She takes an interesting look at it and says, "Well, you're quite the writer and an artist, I must say. It's a very good impression. It's quite a
That
large scale too. It doesn't
that's
look fish-like. Is it reptilian?"
It was reptilian-like.
It's not reptilian anymore. Looks
It-
reptilian.
If you ever heard of the Legend of Dragons?
Yes, I've heard of dragons. I did attend school.
It was like the myth of a dragon. I don't know what it was, but
So
what I
Alva's
do
looking at
know,
this scale. Does it look big enough to be a dragon scale?
they're a sizable scale.
Okay.
Alva, as you look at it, you see that the scale almost seems to shimmer a little bit and disappear, depending on how you're looking at it.
Ooh. That's a neat trick.
It was an odd entity. How to describe it? It had a way of influencing the mind of humans around it. The
A
entire
scale?
no, what the scale belonged to, the entity
Oh,
itself.
a dragon.
I don't know what it was, but it was
Well, you said the.
reminiscent.
Well, you asked me if I knew the Legend of Dragons, and I most certainly do. And so, is it a dragon or not a dragon? I'm confused.
That's the part I'm still trying to
Hmm.
understand myself, but
And you
what
slayed this beast and took one of its scales. Oh my!
yeah, it was more like an act of desperation. I took a bundle of
Oh.
dynamite and it just hit right in such a way that it just took it out entirely.
Hmm. Well, the thing
But
about dynamite, in my understanding, is it doesn't need a great deal of accuracy to work.
but what happened is I sustained knife wounds when I slayed it, and as such I
The dragon tried
suffered.
to stab you.
No, his enthralled tried to
Oh,
stab me.
I
But
see.
what happened is some of its blood got into my wound.
Okay. Did you
And
try
you
some
can,
hydrogen peroxide?
well, look at my eyes and tell me what you see. As you, see the strange color.
Oh, quite interesting. I've read about individuals with your condition. I believe they refer to them as a chimera or a chimera. Yes, chimera. That's the word I'm looking for.
And as such, when its blood mixed with mine, I suffered a severe illness for the span of 2 weeks.
The blood from the
But
dragon or the blood from the enthralled of the dragon?
the dragon.
The dragon. Okay.
But
So you took on a dragon and its enthralled creatures all by yourself with dynamite, and well, you're standing before me, so obviously you must have won.
well, once the dragon was dead, it broke the spell that it had
Right.
over them. But I learned it wasn't a spell, it was.
And was there a princess in this story as well?
The only princess was a nun that was assisting in the matter, and she unfortunately perished.
Oh, well, that's not the happy ending I was assuming.
But what happened is you ever notice how I look at something and it seems like to do exactly what I want it to do?
No. And
I
honestly, she hasn't. I mean, it's not like she spends any ordinate amount of time staring at you. I mean,
I was speaking with your uncle about it and I
oh.
demonstrated my abilities. I
Is that
can
why he has been looking every time I pass him, either in the hallways or in the mess hall or on deck? He always stares rather intently at me. I am starting to get the impression that may he may believe I am not who I am pretending to be. And by the way,
it,
very good observational skills. You figured it out quite. You're the
it
first one to figure it out in 2.5 weeks.
it took some time to guess.
Well, I imagine if I
But
hadn't revealed myself at Port, but strange things were happening, and you seem to be at the center of all of them, and I do find that
it's
rather quaintly interesting.
It's more or less. Do you believe in the law of attraction? You attract what you are.
Do I believe that others believe in it? Yes, I do. Do I myself ascribe to it? No. Sounds like a bit of overly romantic
When
Jane Austen
after
nonsense.
after I suffered the affliction,
From the dragon.
I gained its power.
Oh. Did you
I
get a nice
can
shiny little orb too?
no, it I
No
can
orbs.
I can hypnotize people.
Oh. Well, that must be interesting. Kind of. So did you hypnotize the dragon? Is that how you won?
It doesn't work like that. I can
Oh.
hypnotize humans, but they can resist. Animals, they are instantly enthralled, but other
Oh.
things like the dragon, other things you can't explain, it's always opposed.
Oh, I see. Well, if
That's how I
well,
can tell them apart, is that they always
oh.
oppose.
So, so it's really you use your hypnosis ability to detect if they are one of us or
Human,
something otherworldly.
exactly.
Oh, well, that's an interesting application of your skill. I must say, you're quite bright at this. I would never have thought about that, and I must consider myself to be rather bright myself. That is interesting, Norman. May I call you Norman, or do you prefer some other form of address?
Oh, Norman is perfectly fine, Alva.
Oh, very good, Norman. And yes, you may call me Alva when we're in private. I don't know how long I'll be able to keep this up for, but it is good to finally have someone to talk to
I'll
instead of
refer to you as
myself.
Nikolai, but if it means any sympathy, I will do my utmost best to keep you safe.
Oh, I appreciate that. I do. And if I find anything else out, I will most surely bring it to you. By the way, how did you, being well, like me, a rather nobody, end up with your own quarters? I mean, this is rather nice. Most people don't have
Oh,
their own space.
my father, he's a major investor into this expedition, and
Ah,
you can imagine after my encounter with the entity
the
that I
dragon.
became somewhat of a recluse.
Oh, so you're a Nepo baby. Oh, that's so interesting.
Let me tell you this, once you see what was not meant to be seen, it changes you.
Well, and imagine getting its blood in yours as well also changes you. You're not going to grow wings and a tail, are you?
I'd certainly hope not.
Um, those would actually be rather interesting. If all you get is if all you do is grow scales and get chimera type eyes, I think you've got grossly undersold on the idea of dragon blood.
That's the other thing I notice is when I use my ability, my eyes change to reminisce that dragon's eye.
Oh, really? That's interesting. When when I'm up too late and I get up too early the next day, my eyes are rather red too.
No, I mean like they become slitted,
Oh.
serpentine like.
Oh, reptilian? Oh, like a dragon. Oh, that would be apropos.
But yeah, I demonstrated my abilities to your uncle's dogs, and he made me promise him never to do that to his dogs again, which I so
And have you kept your
generously
promise?
I kept my promise. I will leave his
Oh,
dogs alone. I primarily only use my power for the greater good.
mostly. You said primarily. You didn't say at all times. So you must have a little bit of naughtiness in you.
It
Just a little bit.
I mean, the very power itself is invasive.
Oh, I see. So you can't
Like
always control it.
that's why when it comes to humans, it's always opposed. Like it's a fight against wills essentially.
I see.
Imagine like an arm wrestle, but it's done with your mind.
Oh, you don't have to explain it to me. I understand. It's a quite an innovative application of your rather unusual talent, and I could definitely see how it would be useful, especially if one were in the business of dragon slaying.
I mean, I've slayed other things.
No need to brag.
I faced things like people that are actually snakes. I faced
Oh
ghosts
my.
that possess cryomancy abilities.
Oh, that sounds interesting. Cryomancy? I don't believe I've heard of such a term.
It's the ability to control ice.
Oh,
Remember how
cryomancy.
remember how the ship was very cold and had ice in certain places?
I do.
That was the entity.
Ah, so the dead dragon causes the storm. That must be
It
difficult.
wasn't the dead dragon. Let's say the world is bigger than we're told it is.
Oh, I believe there was a explorer who determined that quite some time ago.
But that being said, these things tend to be attracted to me by nature alone, so best
Oh, I
keep your
see.
eyes peeled and wary at all times.
No, rest assured I do. I most certainly do.
Can you both make an intelligence roll?
Yes. Oh, that was a long talk. You probably got to go to the bathroom, have a break, do all kinds of things.
Oh no, I thought you were laughing at everything.
Oh,
Uh,
jeez. Yeah, I'm spending luck on
Man,
that. I'm spending-
can you spend luck on an attribute roll? I thought it was only skill
Yes.
rolls. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Well, I'm smarter than you.
Wow.
You is peak genius.
All right, so you both smell this, but Alva, you're gonna smell it first, and it's gonna be a lot stronger for you. You smell something acrid. You might almost want to say. Definitely pungent.
Ooh. Can I identify the the object of
With
the smell based on that intelligence roll?
with that intelligence roll, I say it almost has a chemical smell, almost like an ammonia type
Ooh,
smell.
ammonia. Norman, I don't know if you smell that yet, but I get the sense that we must
Yeah,
quickly vacate this area immediately.
yeah. I'm gonna carry the crowbar with me.
As you walk away from Norman's room, you see a young man with like bright red hair, and wearing what looks to almost be like a presentable uniform, um, rushing out of down one of the hallways, covering his face.
Oh my.
Young man, what's going on?
Oh, something's happening in there. Oh, I don't know what it is, but it smells horrendous.
All right, I'm gonna have to go look and see what's going on.
I will go with you.
All right. So you go down the hall, and the smell is getting stronger as you go until you get to the refrigerator hole where the overwhelming smell of ammonia is clinging to almost everything. Um, all the food that is exposed has this light yellowish tint to it as the ammonia just soaks into it. All the cardboard is starting to get weaker. All the fruit that was just loaded on board is starting to turn an ugly color.
So something's happening with that's causing everything to rot, basically.
Yeah. You can both make spot hidden rolls.
Okay. No.
I guess it's all up to me then.
Oh, good job, Norman.
All right, so Norman, you notice that one of the pipes is blowing a heavy stream of steam.
Oh, that must be what's causing it.
Steam would cause everything to rot so fast with ammonia? I don't think so. Yeah, that doesn't seem realistic. Really? Did everybody hear that?
I'm gonna go look at the pipe and see what I can do about it.
Okay. It's a copper pipe that is sort of, there's steam definitely coming out of it. But the pipe appears to be damaged. Like there's holes, almost look like they were melted into the copper piping. And whatever it is, whatever happened to the pipe is what probably released all this ammonia gas.
Why would they have ammonia gas and piped ammonia gas? That's weird.
Oh, the pipe was just had pressurized water in it. But
Okay.
whatever was used to make the holes released some sort of ammonia gas.
Must be a chemical or something. Perhaps it's sabotage again.
Have you noticed, Norman, that most of the sabotage seems to be incredibly unusual? I mean, you would think sabotage would be something as simple as loosening some screws and some nuts and bolts here and there and cutting some cables but everything seems to be really
Subtle.
strange. Yeah, and strange.
I'm gonna look around and see if I can find any other clues. Maybe a trail.
Alva will join as well.
All right, let's see. There's
Spot hidden again, or do you want to use tracking or something?
You can use tracking a little bit, yeah.
I mean, I have no tracking skill. I don't even know if. Oh, it's not even a skill. Oh, it's probably a special skill.
I think it might be. I think it's skill of 1.
Oh, okay.
Oh, track is 10 actually.
Oh, it is. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. There is over there. Nope, I failed. Come on. Come on, Norman. Oh, we both suck.
You see a couple little spots on the floor that have also burned away. But you can't follow. There's no like discernible trail to follow.
Okay.
So obviously we have a chemical aboard.
Yeah, I mean, ammonia is not unreasonable to have on board a ship. It's just,
Wait,
why is it
if
being
there's
used
if there's
here?
one source of ammonia, there's probably another source. So find the other source, we'll find our culprit.
Well, I mean, ammonia is a cleaning product, so I would assume we would maybe find it in the custodial closet or where they keep the cleaning supplies.
Maybe there's more clues there.
Maybe the other thing is, what were they using the ammonia to conceal? So we're in a room where the steam is coming out of.
Mm-hmm.
Can I use my psychometry since I'm touching the room, can I use my psychometry to get an image of what happened here?
Yes, I'll let you do that. I'll allow
Okay,
that.
I can figure out how many points it is. It's 1d6 plus 4. Oh, this is going to be expensive. Roll one, roll one.
Superpowers.
Ooh, eight magic points. Okay, well,
Okay.
I get them back slowly. Here we go. Psychometry.
All right. So
Ooh, extreme success.
you get
Very
a
superstitious. Writings
pretty
on
decent
wall.
feeling of what the room went through. A full, at least 25% of the food is ruined, entirely
Okay.
unedible, and destroyed purposefully.
Do I get like an image of the assailant and how?
You
I mean,
you don't know who, you can't identify the assailant. You can tell that it was a single person who walked in,
okay.
who poured a liquid onto the pipes.
Probably ammonia. Oh, they poured ammonia onto the pipes. The heat from the steam aerosoled it, and that caught and filled the room with ammonia gas, and that's what's okay. So that means, so I turned to him after kind of like coming back, and I explained, "Oh, I think I figured this out. I I deduce that using ammonia that the assailant obtained from somewhere else amongst the cleaning supplies, they poured it over the steam pipe, which very quickly atomized or aerosoled it, and that is what they did. Which means that our assailant must have some understanding of chemistry."
We'll have to bring this to the captain then.
Hmm.
Other than that, I need to get that pipe fixed.
As you're standing there, the captain and several other crew members rush in with rags over their faces, and you hear the captain shouting, "What's going on in here?"
Another sabotage, Captain. We figured out that someone took ammonia, poured it on the pipe to release steam onto the food. 25% of it's gone bad.
All right. Everybody, move quickly. Grab what food you can. We're going to take it out of this room. Save what we can. And he
Okay.
quickly starts shouting to people to grab anything that can still be carried. Anything that hasn't rotted
Do we have
yet.
any spare copper pipes? Maybe I can fix this breach.
Isn't there like a shut-off valve or something that you can just turn off?
We can turn the pipe off, but we can't replace it until we get to Melbourne.
Alright. Best thing to do is turn it off then.
He has a couple of the crew members who are more technology and mechanic-wise inclined. Go and begin and turn the pipes off, basically. Use wrenches to close valves. They had managed to save a decent amount of the food.
Most
But
of it was our
good-
fresh food anyway, right?
Yeah, almost all the fresh fruit was gone. They have to get rid of all the eggs. Any food that had been opened but hasn't been eaten yet is bad. The only
Really?
stable food is the pemmican, which is sort of like a process,
Yeah, I know what
almost
pemmican
processed.
is.
Yeah, it's
Pemmican is basically rendered fat with jerky meat.
it's
and
like your
sometimes
last
berries.
resort. It's your last resort for food.
It's like the ultimate survivor food.
Ugh. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. Everything that's bad is tossed overboard.
We deduce that whoever committed this act knows their way around chemicals.
Yeah.
All right. You see Captain Brenenberg pull Dr. Starkweather aside, and they begin talking, really whispering to each other before they start shouting. And the captain shouts, "We must turn back." And Starkweather says, "No, we must continue." And the captain explains that they're only a few days outside of Panama City. They can still make it back without a problem. Australia is 2 weeks away, and they can't do the repairs are necessary. So much is going to go bad.
What does Starkweather say?
Starkweather says that they can't turn back because she is already a few days ahead. He does not want to lose more time.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Operating clandestine and worldwide, the Foundation acts beyond conventional jurisdiction, with the task of containing anomalous objects, entities, and phenomena. We maintain an extensive database of information regarding anomalies requiring special containment procedures, commonly referred to as SCPs, all of which undermine the natural laws that the people of the world implicitly trust in. We operate to maintain normalcy, so that the worldwide civilian population can live and go on with their daily lives without fear, mistrust, or doubt in their personal beliefs. To that end, we have formed SCP-0.
Are you tired of the way life treats you? Are you tired of the same thing every day? Is there anything new? Now there is. With merchandise from M Presents, you can show everyone that you are awesome. So run, I said run, and pick up something today. Now, for the gratuitous sex part of the advertisement.
Side effects may include heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea, anal bleeding, and death. Yes, I said and. Please consult a doctor if... Oh no, please be an upset stomach. Please be an upset stomach. Son of a bitch.
Because, like, if you want to sabotage a boat, you know, like a ship like this, you go for the boiler, you go for the rudder, you go for you go for critical systems. They're doing things that are like less critical and just more inconvenient. It doesn't seem, I guess what I'm trying to say is, it doesn't seem like they're trying to stop the expedition, but it seems like they're trying to slow it down. I'm thinking it's the Tallahassee and Asterix. I think she's got a plant on board.
Yeah, looks like we're gonna have to do some investigating around the crew members. Look for anyone that seems like they might have alternative motives.
Yeah.
I can look around and see if I know anyone who might be related to Tallahassee.
Isn't Tallahassee the name of the ship, though? I mean, you mean related to...
Related to
Acacia Lexington.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll do some looking around on that.
Because, yeah, it doesn't seem like they're trying to stop they're just stop us. It seems like they're trying to slow us down. You know, if she can buy a couple of hours, or if she can buy half a day or more, because we have to head back to Panama to pick up more supplies, you know, that gives her even more of a head start. But it doesn't leave us dead at the bottom of the ocean.
Would that be a history check to see if I know anyone who be related to the other expedition?
No. I mean, you could try charming someone if they want to confess. Psychology. See if someone's lying about it. Yeah, that's basically your options.
I could try psychology.
All right.
Good job.
Okay, so
I could spend 5 luck to make it hard to better our chances.
I don't think you could spend luck to make a better than just a regular success.
Yeah. You've succeeded as much as you can. So you start talking to crew members. First one you encounter is a young man. He's got like a short beard, kind of small eyes. Norman, you would recognize him. He's the same one of the guys you saw doing inventory, manifest inventories back in New York.
Ooh,
He tells you that
Ooh.
Starkweather's the crazy man.
if you remember, we were missing things, and then we had things weirdly mislabeled. If he's the guy in charge of inventory, he should have caught that.
I'm
Assuming
aware
he wasn't
that you were
responsible.
in charge of inventory.
Oh no, I just work in the kitchen.
Do you know who's in charge of it?
Quartermaster.
Yeah. What's his name? I'm gonna look it up
Bob.
right now because I have the list.
Watch, his name's really going to be
There
Bob.
are actually 3 men. Michael Oates, Aaron Horst, and Gregory Houlihan.
Houlihan.
It's kind of no, maybe it's Houlihan. Might be Houlihan. Yeah, there's no I
Okay.
in it.
That sounds better.
I think we should go talk to them, see what might be lying. I'm gonna interview them individually.
Is this guy lying? You might want to make sure.
Is he lying in any way?
Wouldn't that be another psychology check?
It would. Yes, it would be a psychology roll.
Damn it.
Hey, you're good at psychology. Yeah.
He's not lying. He has no affiliation with manifests. He just works in the kitchen.
Alright, so we have a lead.
Okay. Well, we have a lead. Yes, we have a lead, but we don't know if it actually means anything. I mean, just there are 3 of them. It's easy enough for them to point the finger at one another, or just, people make mistakes. I mean, but you shall find out.
All right. So the first quartermaster you find is Michael Oates. He tells
He
you
probably
that
outranks Norman, right? Because he's a quartermaster.
yes. Oh, he definitely outranks. He's like, and he makes it pretty clear that he doesn't really want to talk to you.
Are you stressed, sir?
Busy. Can't you see we're having a problem right now?
I'm aware, but I have some information I need to bring to you.
What? What information?
When I was doing inventory check, I noticed some of the label boxes were misplaced.
Did you tell Professor Moore like you were supposed to?
I told the captain, I told the professor, I told all of the high rank.
So then it would have been taken care of. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got work to do. Trying to figure out how to get all this cold stuff moved to a different hold.
I will do a psychology check to see if he is receptive. Damn it.
He appears way too frustrated to even consider you for a moment.
Wow.
Right.
Well, you were destined to fail at some point. I mean, okay.
Anyway, on to the next lead.
All right. Next is Gregory Houlihan. you meet up with.
Do we know the names of the 3 guys that were on deck that seemed like they were completely fine with it? Or does Norman know their names?
I gave you guys a list of the crew rosters.
Yes. You did? Okay.
Yeah. But it's a mix of it's a bunch of different NPCs.
Beyond the mountains.
Okay.
They weren't all the crew members.
Got it.
Sleepy Hollow.
That's
No,
one of his other games.
in Roll20.
So
Anyway.
it would be in the library. No. The journal.
Unfinished
It's
letter.
under persons of interest.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Gabrielle Crewlaster. Okay. So which one are they? The 3 that were on the deck that seemed fine.
Oh, there were I'm gonna randomly pick this up. These one of them, was Peter Sykes, who you met.
Okay, one of the able seamen.
No, Peter Sykes is one of the expedition crew members, not Peter Stokely.
Oh, okay.
Let's see.
You don't know the names of the other 2 men that you saw. I'll tell you, one was Doug Halperin, and the third was Michael O'Doul. That was the one that Norman was talking to.
Okay. Michael, too. What does he do? Okay. It's nothing you particularly. Okay.
Anyway. Okay, the next the list. Darren.
So our next port is going to be Melbourne, about 2 weeks away.
Yes.
Okay.
Darren Horst.
Where would they store ammonia on the ship? I can't imagine they have a whole bunch of custodial closets. It's got to be like one room, right?
Well, you can always ask.
Yeah, but I've been on the ship long enough. I should know where the
I
custodial
got
supplies
it.
are
We're
kept.
about to talk to a master, so.
You can ask Gregory Cooljan, and he tells you that cleaning supplies are kept in a small storage closet between a couple of the holds. Between
Okay.
holds 2 and 3.
Have you noticed that some of the crates have been mislabeled prior
I heard.
to the expedition beginning?
I heard. Corrections were made.
Do you know who was in charge of labeling?
Well, I didn't write any of them order forms out, so I don't know. I wasn't the one responsible for that. But if they were mislabeled and you found the mislabels, then it was all taken care of.
Psychology check. Oh.
Wow. He is nervous about something.
You seem rather nervous.
What are you talking about? Not nervous.
Why
Critical
don't you
success.
What would be a good way to handle this?
Can't you just, out of character, can't you use your hypnotism thing?
I mean, I could. That would be the easy route. You know, maybe we should be a little bit more thorough about this as I just peer into his mind to try and take control.
Okay. You can make a power roll.
Yeah, wouldn't it be hypnosis and its opposed power?
Yep, that's fine. Yep.
Anyway.
Oh wow, he is actually really able to easily resist you.
Ah, you have a strong mind, don't you?
Hmm.
What are you getting at? Listen, I'm trying to help clean up some of this food here. We can't.
We have a
leave it here.
saboteur who would obviously know his way around the ship, know about chemicals and how to burn certain copper pipes to make easily rotted food waste away almost immediately.
Why don't you just ask one of the maintenance guys? I mean, sure, they can help figure it out for you. I'm busy here.
Listen, sir, I don't know why someone would be opposed to this expedition, but I'm certain that I can come to an arrangement to make this all disappear for you if you comply. I'm gonna try persuade.
Okay. Listen, I appreciate what you're trying to do. Whatever, really, whatever. I don't know. I'm thinking you think I'm somehow involved in whatever's going on here. And I appreciate you trying to detective this. But there's nothing for me to confess to you. So
Hmm. Who do we know who does most of the janitorial custodial stuff? Because I'm looking at this crew roster and there doesn't really. I mean, there's stewards and there's able seamen, but there doesn't really seem to be a housekeeping or custodial department or staff.
yeah. Let's
We're
see.
gonna have to keep an eye on you. But till then, I guess we're gonna go talk with our final suspect.
I'm just gonna say it's one of the stewards.
Okay,
August Wiley would probably be your most likely one to do the most of the cleaning.
got you. Okay.
August Wiley. Let's go talk to August Wiley, and then we'll talk to, what's his name? Darren Horst.
Okay. You find August Wiley in, ironically, the janitorial closet. He's young, maybe just a year or two older than Norman.
August Wiley?
Yep.
What do you know about ammonia?
Used for cleaning, especially with the laundry. Helps get
And
out some stains.
Are you aware it can melt copper pipes?
I suppose if you use enough of it, yeah. But I mean, honestly, I've never tried.
There's a number of the stewards that are specifically work in the laundry, and they use ammonia as a cleaning agent.
Do you know anyone that uses this place often?
Well, me and Davey, we down here the most.
David Lyle.
Yeah. Older guy, but he's very nice.
Do you have any ill intent toward the ship? crew.
Ill intent. Listen, these guys are paying me when so many other people don't have jobs. So I value this too much to screw it up. You get what I'm saying?
Me and my colleague believe there's a saboteur aboard.
Saboteur? You're talking to me. You don't think that I'm
What we
a
know is
saboteur.
whoever the saboteur way around is working from the inside and knows his way with chemicals.
Oh. Well, I mean, I suppose anyone can get anywhere they want on the ship. They just try hard enough. You got engineers all the time going from one end of the ship to the other. You got the captain, all the mates, a physician. He's always going to see people wherever they are. But he knows his way around like the back of his hand.
How about we start off with knowing who wouldn't want it? Obviously, Henry, the saboteur. Obviously, Paul couldn't be the saboteur.
Could also be your earlier idea that it might be more than one.
It could be more than.
Oh, and just FYI, ammonia is amazingly good at getting blood stains out.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So maybe yeah, they destroyed the food with the ammonia, but maybe something they were using. Maybe the primary use was they were cleaning something up, something messy, bloody messy.
I'm gonna try psychology. Nope, nothing.
Yeah, he's definitely like his eyes darting around, but he doesn't give any other real impression that he's hiding something.
Alright, who else? I could try David. See what's going on there. And then that would lead back to Darren Horst.
We could head down to the laundry and see if there's any supply of. I'd like to go back to that room if it was safe to enter and really see if we could find like any blood or anything like that.
We could try that.
Yeah, the room is clear. It's a bunch of people in it that are scrubbing the walls, trying to get it cleaned up.
Okay. Wow, that was brilliant. They used the ammonia to not only clean up their own mess, but then made an incident with it that would get other people to really clean it up. Wow. I'm thinking we head down to the laundry and talk to the laundry people, see if they're missing any laundry or if it's been recently used or something.
Yeah, let's go talk to David then.
All right.
Yeah.
You head down. The laundry room is close to where the engines are. Inside the laundry room is David Lyle. He's currently in the middle of taking some clothes out of the wash and hanging them up on a line inside the room to dry. A whole bunch of clothes that have seen better days. Can I help you?
David, we wanted to ask if you noticed a lack in supply for.
No, I don't think so.
Would you happen to know your way around, specifically like property?
I mean, if you ask me to get there, I'll get there. Eventually.
I mean, are you aware that you can melt copper pipes with it?
I mean, ammonia is strong, but I didn't really think it's that strong.
I'm gonna do psychology.
You know what? I'm starting to think that the holes in the copper pipes weren't caused by the ammonia.
I'm spending 9 luck to that success. I don't care.
He has no idea what you're talking about.
Damn it.
You know, I don't think the ammonia was what caused the pitting in the copper pipes. I think somebody purposely drilled the holes in there. Or bored the holes in there. Because I mean, unless they had like some super upgraded or like super high concentrated ammonia, it's not going to cause instantaneous pitting of the copper. You know, normal household ammonia is going to, I mean, it's going to turn it a little green, but that's about it.
Alright, so this is probably a dead end. Anything else you want to check out?
No, I mean, we've talked to everybody that would have access to ammonia, and it's been long enough. We've talked to enough people that whoever did take it's probably had time to put it back.
Anyway, so far I'm suspicious of Gregory.
That makes sense.
I guess next person to interview is Jerry.
I'm sorry, you cut out. Who?
Yeah.
Are you
who-
gonna...
I think we're gonna try and interview Darren Horst next.
Okay.
yeah.
You find Darren in one of the holds. And you see him bent over the floor, like crouched. He's brushing what looks like glass into a little dustpan. He looks up.
Hey,
when you
what's
enter.
that glass that you're sweeping up?
I don't know. Somebody broke something in here. I don't know. It's, I'd say a light bulb, but no broken light bulbs.
Hold on. You mind if I look at that real quick? I'm gonna sniff it real quick.
Sure. Kind of hands
Is
you the
this
dustpan. Sort of confused.
Gonna see if it's ammonia.
Oh, it smells terribly strong of ammonia.
Ammonia bottle.
Yeah, so that's what they did. It's we're so used to ammonia coming in plastic, it didn't occur to me that back in that time it would have come in glass. So all they did really was just
Do you
go
know
into
who
the
has
room.
access to the room?
I mean, none of these rooms down here are locked. I'm guessing that's going to change. So anybody can go in and out.
How long?
Crew keeps to the food. The pilots keep to where the aircraft are stored. You know, that sort of thing.
When did you find this broken glass?
Oh, I don't know, maybe a minute ago? 2 minutes ago?
I'm gonna try psychology. Are you know what? I'm pushing it. Yeah!
Yeah.
Yeah!
Had to work eventually.
He is not lying. He just stumbled upon it.
Alright, I think we have our top suspect.
Suspect?
I think you said that out of character.
Or did you say that out of character, or did you say that in character? That's two very different results.
Just out of character, sorry.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm gonna say to Darren, we're gonna need this glass, though. It's part of an investigation.
Cue the CSI theme song.
Yeah.
Did you talk to David Lyle yet?
Yes, you guys did.
Okay, because he was the other laundry guy.
Yeah, he knows nothing about any of this.
Darren sort of just says, okay, you can take the glass. Strange, but okay.
Yeah, it's not like we have evidence bags or a forensic lab.
I guess I'll look around for a broken light bulb and listener can replace it. But okay.
I think we should report to the captain and let him know what we learned.
You mean you should report to the captain and let him know what you learned? Alva just kind of like walked behind you.
Yeah, I'll be the one to report.
That might be a good idea. Okay. See what the captain says.
All right. So you go and talk to the captain. Do you show him the glass?
Yeah.
Broken glass. All right. He tells you that it's interesting.
We suspect that's the ammonia that was used in the room with the food.
He tells you that Starkweather already radioed ahead to get new supplies ready to be picked up once they arrive in Melbourne.
But we do have a primary suspect.
Oh, you do?
Gregory Holgan.
Quartermaster?
He seemed nervous when we were interrogating him.
Of course, I'm sure he's nervous because he knows that you don't have enough food to make it to survive for
That's
2
true.
weeks. Everyone's gonna be rationing out food.
That's true.
That is true. But needless to say that whoever did this obviously knows their way around chemicals and has easy access to everywhere.
But didn't they say that the room where the ammonia was stored was basically unsecured?
The other problem is the room where the ammonia is unsecured, so they have easy access to it at all times. So it could have been anyone.
Yeah.
Needless to say, I think we need to start locking up the ammonia.
Well,
We've
Isn't it-
already decided that we're going to start locking all the holds,
oh, that's a good idea.
just in case. We don't want whatever happened in the food, where all the food was, to happen to one of the airplanes.
Got it.
So
Anyway,
we'll lock them all.
Just doing my duty to the crew to ensure whoever's responsible for the saboteur is brought to justice.
Well, and doesn't do anything worse that sinks the ship or anything.
I appreciate it.
Hey, worst come to worst, we just throw him overboard.
He sort of chuckles and says, yes, well, whoever did it will just join all the food that we just had to dump overboard.
Feed him to the fishes, dig through the ditches, and drown all the witches.
So aside from that, he just sort of brushes you off. And
Anyway,
he focuses on it, keeping trying to get the Gabrielle to Australia as fast as possible.
Anyway, I guess that's all we can do for now. Best to keep our eyes peeled and our doors locked.
All right. The food for the next couple days reeks with ammonia, and it only gets worse as the days go on. You notice that the kid with the red hat that you saw rushing out is helping serve the food. He's almost entirely focuses on serving the crew members and avoids serving food and anyone who's there for the expedition. You guys are not being fed as regularly. The other food server, named Henning, is trying to feed you a little bit, but it's not in as big of portions as everybody else gets.
What? We're suddenly suspect?
You have heard, I'm not going to make you roll for this, that the crew thinks that all the expedition members are cursed and should be thrown overboard before everybody dies. They're all
Ooh.
bad luck.
I wonder who started that.
Especially Starkweather. Well, they started calling Starkweather Bloody Starkers. And everybody who's associated directly with him is bad luck.
Oh, we're gonna have to figure this mystery out. Anyway.
Yes, it's getting very Scooby-Doo-ish.
But you Scooby-Doo coming after you. Just kidding.
I mean, the other thing is we've only got 2 weeks until we're at Melbourne. If we just can keep the ship from falling apart, if we can put enough pressure on the saboteur to keep them quiet, we should be able to make it to Melbourne. You know.
Anyway, I'm gonna do regular rounds to ensure that no one suspicious emerges. Keep my eyes peeled.
No one is acting strangely. Everyone's acting normally. Shifts are being taken normally. Food is being served normally as best as can be had. Every day they're throwing out more food because it's rotten and beyond use. You don't see the captain all that much.
The captain, I was just thinking, again, out of character. The captain seems to be the one who is most vocal about heading back. And he would probably know the ship and what to do well enough that,
You think the captain would damage his own ship?
Well, one, it's not his ship. He was just hired to captain it. And he definitely thinks this expedition should not be going on. So what better way to stop it than sabotage his own voyage? We never did find out if the captain had any links to what's her name? To Acacia Lexington. Although there was a bunch of stuff that you participated in back on the docks.
But
wasn't the original captain killed or arrested, and this guy took over?
No, he just fled. He ran away.
No, he died. He was killed.
Oh,
he was killed.
Yep, they fished his body out of the East River.
Oh. So, yeah, we never really got to do much on this guy. They were kind of conveniently available.
Yeah, maybe we should do some investigating on Henry.
Yeah.